You've had this happen. The AI says that it finished, but you go look and it didn't finish. I got tired of that, so I built a fix on camera. It's just a single skill that I turned into a command, and you're about to watch me build it now. Last week, I showed you a run where DevNitro fixed the style drift across my company's site. It started the app, screenshotted the live pages, made the changes, and then opened the page again to prove that the changes actually worked. And I called that the cfixc method. You look at the real thing, you fix it, and then you look again. It worked, so I kept doing it. And every time I handed over UI work, I typed some version of the same couple of sentences. Now, the typing was never really the problem. I mean, I can type. The problem is that every time I typed it, I was writing the spec again from memory. And a spec that you rewrite from memory changes. Mine got shorter and shorter became weaker. I dropped the second look sometimes, which was the entire point of the thing. And I didn't necessarily notice that I dropped it. You know, we'll document our build steps. We'll document our deploy system. And AI showed up, and the instructions that we handed every single day really don't live anywhere at all half the time. And so we're going to fix that right here, because I'm going to build the cfixc method into a skill and then point it at a site that DevNitro has never seen. Well, after building the site that DevNitro hasn't seen. Let me just get into it. All right, to get started, I'm just going to make a brand new empty folder here. So I'm going to actually go in here and init this project so I'll put in my Howdy Chad team, and I'll put in my YouTube video project. All right, great. And so now we can just see all we have in here is the .devnitro folder. There's nothing in there other than like a config file for now. So let me do a DevNitro listen, and I'll just name this, landing page for now. I didn't have to give it a name, but I'll do it out of habit because I usually have multiple listeners running, and it's nice to quickly see it by name. So I'll just hit new conversation. I'm in YouTube videos, and I'll just run on Opus 5 with high is fine. I could run on Fable, or I could come down here to I could pick OpenAI for that matter, anything else. But for now, I'm just going to do Claude Code and Opus 5 on high is fine. So we'll say, let's create a new site to sell a brand new state-of-the-art camera. The site should be called Camera Shop. So it's going to see there's nothing really in the folder other than the .devnitro folder. It's going to find out what blueprints are available. And it sees there's a full stack blueprint available, and it figures that's what it should do. So it's actually applying that blueprint of Camera Shop. And so it got the scaffolding in place. Now you can actually see in the list directory, you can actually see all these files that it created, because they say it's going to be a full stack. And now it's going to ask me some questions. So what scope do I want? Single product landing page. So I'm going to say just landing page now, because I really don't care about it. I'm not actually going to create a full shop this time. So for now, answer that. So it's going to read the home file. It's looking at theming. It's looking at styling. So this is part of the blueprint. It knows to look at these things, which is great. And this would be part of, later on, throwing the skill inside of there. So it'll do the skill automatically. I don't have to tell it. But once it's done this part, I'm actually going to start a brand new conversation and not have any kind of history to it and say, hey, I want to change the landing page. So whatever landing page it creates, it's fine, but I'm going to have it create a totally different landing page. So it's going through automatically filling in the SEO for the blueprint. It's automatically switching over to dark mode. So we'll see if it does everything it needs to do to get it to work in dark mode appropriately. It's updating the theme, and it's actually updating the home page itself, the actual landing page, right? So now it's done. I'm actually, or while it's still working on that, rather, I'm going to go and, so I'm actually going to open up Camera Shop solution file. And so I just wrote the CSS as well. Quite a bit of CSS decided to do there. So we'll see what this thing looks like. And while it's doing that, I'm going to bring over the things, and we can see the files that it modified here. And again, I'm just using Visual Studio on with this. Obviously, easily use VS Code or whatever your IDE of choice is, if you even want to do that. Right now, I have my rules set up that it doesn't commit automatically, other than when it initially creates the blueprint. But anything else that it does after that, I want to view and then commit. Now, but again, it's just a setting. So I could have DevNitro use feature branches or go straight to the trunk, or use work trees. In autonomous mode, it forces work trees. Okay, so I didn't tell it to do this, but it's actually going to go ahead and start the app. So this is what I was going to tell it to do with my cfix C skill in just a little bit. So it started the app, and we can actually, I could browse to it, but I believe it's going to take a screenshot for me. I'll copy that into my clipboard in the meantime. I'm just going to navigate there, and then there's a screenshot. So, all right, so this is a screenshot of the home page it made. All right, so that works. Now, so this is great. It's all right without me even telling it to do the cfix C skill yet. DevNitro with this blueprint automatically kicked off the visualization bits just based off some information that it has. And it looked at it and it's like, oh, the M1 reads like M11 just because of the font. So even though it is M1, it thinks it looks more like M11. It doesn't really, but it's interesting that that's kind of what it saw. And so it's going to want to change the font around. And it tried to build it again, in which case it failed because it was already running. So it's unable to copy the file. So I'll stop the app, and then it rebuilt it. Now it's starting the app. It's going to navigate again. I'm going to take a screenshot, and that one failed. Probably because of some JSON or something. No, description. I think it passed in the description. It wasn't really supposed to do that. All right. So it has this M1 now. So I changed the M1 because I thought the other one looked like 11, which is fine. So that is it kind of doing the cfix C method itself, which is great. So I don't want any, so it's trying to, part of the other things I have built in DevNitro is it knows about issue swarm, the issue tracker that we have built in. And so it defaults to want to create issues in the project. And so it's trying to find the project. If it found one, it would just start creating the issues. But since it's not, so it's just telling me, hey, here's stuff that it has. And that's fine. Let me make sure it actually stopped the app. And it did. So that's good. Because if it doesn't, I'll ask it to stop it. But great. So the actual, well, I guess I'll go ahead and run it here. So let me hit Control F5. Okay. So it's up. We can check the console, make sure everything's good. Seems good. Go back over here. Click on the home page, and it's the home page that we saw. So everything's great. So this is really where we're going to be doing the skill work. So I'm going to stop this. We'll actually build the skill now. So we'll go through and Close that. All right, so I'm going to make this skill at the company level. I could make it at the company level, the team level. I could add it at the project level, actually to the code of the project, or I could add it as my own user. But for this example, I'm just going to do it at the company level. So I'm going to go over here to company, and I'm going to go to my skills, and I'm going to create my first skill for this company. And the skill is going to be C, fix, C. And it's going to be C, fix, C. And look, do a visual look of the pages before updating. Do the update, then look at the pages again. And so I'm just going to paste in the skill here instead of typing it. But it says, I want you to first start the site and go to the pages with the problems and actually look at them. Then I want you to fix them. Then I want you to go and start the app again and go back to the pages and confirm that your changes are what you expected. So just a couple sentences here. And again, I'll do this at the company level. Now, for other skills, you may want to have resources. And if you did, you can just come down here and actually upload the files or drag and drop them in here. If you had like templates or other kind of resource files, you could do that. For this one, it's a simple skill, literally, just a few sentences here. So that is done. So let's start a new conversation. And let's start a new conversation here with the landing page. We'll just do the same thing, go put 5 on high is fine. Now earlier I had ChatGPT create a old-timey camera, and so anyway, so it did this: the latest, the finest, the future. Because it told us going to create a spoof landing page. So I'm going to download the picture first of all, but I'm actually going to take a screenshot of it as well and tell it this is kind of what I want the homepage to be based off of. So I say, I'm going to just, now that I copy that, I'm just going to paste it in and say, I need the landing page to change from the visual is I need the landing page to change from the visual style it currently is to a style that matches this image. In fact, I'm going to be putting this image on the landing page. All right, so while I was doing that, I'm going to come in here and let's go, because I just saved that image from ChatGPT. I'm going to go over here to wroot and image, and I'm just going to paste it in here. All right, so now we have old camera.png. And I'll just let it know camera image is that. We don't need all that. In fact, if you ask me a question, let's see. Image is full 19 advertisement for how should landing page content relate to it. Current page sells, yeah. So full heritage, reband, rewrite copy to match, which is what I want. So I'm going to type on them and say I want a full heritage rebrand, rewrite copy as the Victor number 7, and I've included the actual image you can place on the landing page. And now I'm going to tell it, make sure to use the fix C method. So it's kind of funny that I'm doing this video and the whole point was I don't have the skill. Even if the skill, well, I have the skill, but I didn't actually tell it to use it. The other thing we're seeing here is I currently have personas on. And so this is, we're actually seeing the personas coming through with DevNitro here. So cool. So it's actually grabbing the skill. And we can see the skill. And it confirmed that the file exists. It's trying to do the visual verify, but you can't do it without starting the app. So it starts the app. Now it did the screenshot. And it sees the actual page of the screenshot. Great. So now, site's in dark mode. And it talked about the navbar and footer and shared layout. Another thing I'll typically do here before it starts making all the changes, just so I can see. So these changes were from the app being generated. And I'll just say, hey, initial app generation. And before it starts making changes here, it's reading the files now. It has the visual information. It's going to read the files and it's actually going to do the files. So I will skip past all this, obviously. So it actually did the visual again to actually look at the image itself. And what it said was it needs to know whether the camera was just the camera or if it's the whole thing. And if it's the whole thing, then it's going to change how it's going to lay out the landing page. And again, this isn't exactly how I go about laying out a landing page, but that's not the point. The point is that it is doing what it needs to do by utilizing the visual tools, and it's going to do the work. It's going to see what needs to be done, do the work, and see that I did it. So it's going to be like a 90s website where you actually put all the text in the image itself. Obviously, it's not necessarily the plan here, but for this video, I don't think it really matters. If it matters, if it offends you, let me know, and I'll make sure to do something different next time. Look at that. It's actually going to make it accessible, so that's good. So it knows, hey man, you're doing this thing like it's 1995. Don't be putting text in images like that. So we see it's modified the styles and the home page. I'm going to actually go over here and take a look and see home page, a lot of deletions and a lot of insertions. And did the CSS. I'll take a CSS. Let's update it. Great. And so it's nice. You know, you can tell it's following the skill because it's like clean build, now the second C, right? So it saw and it fixed it, and now it's doing the second C. It's going to verify. So it sees that the strapline breaks the word future. So I was able to look at it, made something nice. Everything's great. Okay. I'm going to say great, stop the app. Oh, didn't get the last P in there, but I think it's going to know what I mean. Okay, great. So changes are made here. Let's run it and look at it. And then we'll turn the skill into a command. Here we go. Camera shop. Read the particulars. Nice. That looks good. Totally changed the landing page to what I wanted. I like it. So great. So we'll stop that. Now, let's go back up here to company, and so that we have the skill, but now let's actually modify a command. I want to create a new command. And the command's going to be the cfix c. cfix c. The cfix c command runs the cfix c skill. And we can create the command. So that's great. So let's go back here to conversations and new conversation and start the chat again. And this time I'm going to say cfix c. So great. So again, what I was able to do is hit that slash, and now it's here with my other commands. The cfix c. So I'm using the cfix c command. I said we had the landing page worked around an image that had a bunch of text in it. Pasted an image so you can see the text, but we have a new image that we want to use, and we'll keep most of the style the same. We just want to move all the words that was in the original image into the landing page properly. The original photo with the words can be seen, and it's also on disk. The new image without the words is simply old camera product PNG in the same folder as the original photo. So the command told it to get the skill, so it got the skill. Just did a screenshot of the actual image. You just load up the image so you can see the image itself. Yeah, so the old way, it had duplication of the text because it was actually in the image. And so now we're actually saying, okay, so it's basically trying to upgrade a 1990s or maybe a 1904 site is what's happening here. A site from the 1900s. We're modifying a site from the 1900s, extracting out that text from an image. All right, so it modified the Blazor page by deleting some stuff, the CSS. It's just deleting a bunch of CSS that it doesn't need. But it did confirm that there was no warnings or errors. So it started it, it's navigating to it. It's going to take a screenshot of it. And so now we have a different homepage. So it did another screenshot of the entire page. Nice. Kind of the stuff that was already there. But here's what you can use on Monday, and whatever tool that you are using. Go look at your last week of AI conversations and find the instruction that you typed more than twice. Not necessarily the task, but the instruction. The, always run tests first. The do not touch the migration files. The, show me the diff before you commit. That's a standard that you've been rewriting from memory, in the vast majority of your conversations. Write it down once instead as a skill where it can't shrink when you're in a hurry. You'll still choose when to run it, and that part's fine. What you shouldn't be doing is redefining it on every use. AI does what you asked. A skill is how you make sure it does what you meant. This is one rule of intelligent engineering, the operating model for building software with AI. Safeguard everything the AI writes with real verification, not a claim, a check against the running system. Last week, I showed you that rule working one time. Today, it's written down in a skill, and next, I'll have it run on its own. Every step moves the standard further out of my head and into the system. I'm currently on step 2, and that's further than where I was last week. And if your team keeps shipping AI work that nobody actually verified, then that's the gap that intelligent engineering sprint is built to close. The link's down below. I'm Chad Carter. I defined intelligent engineering, and I built DevNitro, the platform that runs it end to end. You already know what you're doing, so now go and build the software that your team can trust, support, and scale. And hey, if this helped, you know the drill. Plus, you may want to go ahead and share this with the developer that you like. And I'll see you in the next video.